Excited today to bring you a devotion about fear. Have you ever been afraid? And as I was thinking about that, I remember a time when I really got afraid. And this was a time when Becky and I were first married, and we lived in a little house in Duncan, little 2-bedroom house. And in this house, it had a furnace that was in the hallway in the center of the house, but it was under the floor, and the vent was right there. That was the only vent for the house. And then over that vent was actually the pull-down door for our attic. And that night as we went to bed, Becky decided, she had a dress she had just washed, she wanted to hang it there over the vent of the heat, and it would dry that night. And our bedroom was right off of that hallway, so we go to bed that night. We also had a little dog at that time who slept at the foot of our bed. Well, in the middle of the night, that dog woke up and started barking like crazy, woke both of us up. We looked up and looked in the hallway, and it looked like a person was standing in that hallway. And Becky just pulled the cover over her head and started screaming. I didn't know what to do, so I jumped up and ran and tackled that person that was in the hallway. And it was the dress that was hanging from the pull-down cord from the attic. Oh, but it scared us half to death. I wanted to talk to you about fear because Jesus tells us something in Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. He says to have no fear. And the background for this passage is, right before that in verse 16, he is talking to the disciples about the persecution that is going to come to the disciples. Also the persecution that we as Christians will face if we follow Jesus Christ. So in today's world, we need to be willing to stand for Jesus Christ and not fear the persecution that can come our way. Because Jesus says this in verse 28, "And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell." So Jesus is telling us, don't be fearful of the people of this world or the things of this world. We better fear God. God is the one who can condemn us to hell. We do not need to fear those who are going to persecute us. And believe me, we are facing an age of time when society, culture, friends, people at work or at school will make fun of us as Christians. When we take a stand for Jesus Christ, they're going to try to intimidate us. And there may be a lot of fear in the future for Christians. But as Christians, we need to know, have no fear. That is what Jesus tells us. He goes on into that passage, tells us that God cares for sparrows, then He cares for you. He knows even the amount of hair on the top of your head. So we know that God loves us and He cares for us. So we need to take a stand for Jesus Christ in this world today and not have any fear. Thank you.